Oh shit, man! It's Christmas.
It is Christmas.
Christmas time. And I'm actually a little disappointed. I haven't seen any videos yet of like grown-ups fighting over toys. You know, kids. Yeah, I haven't seen many of those.
I know that.
It's like, are people just not in the spirit anymore?
I'm telling you that. And like Black Friday, they changed it up so it's all very calm now, and I'm not liking it very much at all.
Usually, Christmas, man, we're gonna have a few little scuffles. It's
I haven't watched Bad Santa one time this year yet.
You've been that busy, huh?
Yeah.
Old Bougie ain't here tonight. He had to go make some money.
Traitor.
Yeah, Bougie had to work in that beautiful city over there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that where he's at?
Yeah, doing a little security work. So we're going to be missing Bougie, but it'll be all right. Speaking of Bougie, that Epstein list is coming out.
I saw that.
Yeah, and I'm hoping he's not on it. You know? I'm just kidding. That's kind of was my biggest concern.
I know, it is crazy, huh, man? How they saying, was it 150 names they're going to release?
They're keeping like 3 out or something.
Yeah, so who do you think that's,
what
you know what I mean?
Clinton.
Whatever motherfucker's releasing it is probably blocked out on there.
Yeah, everybody, a lot of people are saying, well, you know, what's going to happen when Trump's name's on it, you know? And I'm thinking, well, I'm still voting for him.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a real problem. It'll be Biden and Trump on there. And it's
Right. I'm dying for that shit to come out. I think they said sometime in January or something.
Yeah, right after the first of the year. Yeah. It's going to be interesting.
I know.
Ready to read the list.
I know. I don't understand the names they're leaving off. I don't know if they've given a reason for that.
Right.
Did you see anything?
No, I just saw that they were going to release all of them but 3. Yeah, it's just the person, whoever's putting it out is like,
redacted himself.
Might be the judge that ordered it to come out. You know?
That's right. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, there ain't no telling.
No, there's no telling.
Going to be some big name motherfuckers.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'm hoping that. I'm just kind of, hesitant to believe it. You know, if they're actually going to release something like that and have any kind of major people on it. You know, I mean, I hope so. I hope I'm wrong, man.
You just think, who else is hanging out with Epstein and
wealthy people, man, and a bunch of little girls apparently.
Yeah,
but
absolutely,
it's a shame, man. No, I'm hoping they take some people down. You know?
Yeah, I don't doubt that shit still isn't going on.
Oh, you know it is.
You know,
it may not be there, but it's going on somewhere.
You know, I've seen some videos, some reels, and it's, this one guy is proactive questioning these people with little kids, and you can see they have some type of like lanyard, looks federal, and it's like, dude, what y'all doing transporting kids all over, and they had another reel out there where they were saying Disney Cruises was making stops to Epstein Island for snorkeling, and but I mean, look at Disney today, so I don't put anything past any of them, I really don't.
Like you said, I guess that's it's yet to be proven, but I don't put nothing past any of these. The more you start, learning and realizing how dirty these people are in those positions of power, man, I don't put anything past them.
No.
Sick bastards, because everybody thought the Epstein Island was shit, years ago.
Exactly.
When old Alex Jones was talking about it, they said he was crazy. He was nuts.
Right. I remember that. Yeah.
And like 5 years later, some shit it comes out.
And people still think he's crazy, and it's just
and he's got some crazy shit with him. But I mean, he does. He's he's probably 90% of it winds up being true, if not more. Yeah. Which is scary, which is why they hate him so much too.
Right. That's why they stuck him with $1 billion lawsuit, a judgment against him. Yeah,
that was his biggest fuck up, was saying that shit about Sandy Hook kids. I mean, I know people that personally tell me they think it may have been a hoax, but they don't have as big a platform as Alex Jones had.
No, right.
So I don't know.
It is crazy.
You see your boy talking on the news about the UFOs and shit, and how like he's talking about how he's got information or heard information from people that he wouldn't even talk to his family about because it's just so far out
Tucker
there.
said it? Yeah. Well, I kind of caught a glimpse of it. I didn't really listen to it, but I saw the headlines coming out saying that that's something he don't even feel comfortable talking about.
Yeah, he was talking to him.
But it's based on the knowledge he has, right?
Yeah, he said, just from people he's talked to about the UFOs and shit, right. And he's like, there's just shit that I won't talk to my family about, that he's like, it's scary. Like, it would almost be dangerous to release whatever he knows out to the public because it would just cause panic.
Yeah, I know. I hear that a lot. That's what some people, they excuse the government for not releasing information like that if they have it because it may cause panic. But it's like, I mean, I'm a grown up. I can handle it.
And he said that. He's like, I mean, I feel like the government should release everything. But I guess in his defense, he's like, it's not straight fact. It's just stuff that I've heard that sounds pretty reasonable compared to everything else that we've already learned about it. But he was like, it's really scary. And, you know, he was like, if the government knows it for sure, they should definitely release it.
Oh, they know.
You know?
They know. I believe they got, you know, they've got something.
Oh,
they're
absolutely.
hiding something from us. I do believe
Well, what they say the government knows about, I mean, the citizens of America know about, what, 25% of what really goes on?
Yeah, and a lot
of it could even be less than that.
Well, a lot of you probably don't want to know, but there are some things.
I'm sure.
You know,
yeah.
Like that. Like I said, the alien shit, I don't get what's so big about just, you know, because I don't know. I'm a believer. I mean,
I guess if they were just like, hey, they're really just going out and randomly fucking abducting people and they're gone forever, you know? I mean, maybe that'd be a little kind of panic causing. Like, what do you do to prevent it? Nothing.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I mean, I don't believe every story I hear, you know, but every redneck that gets abducted and gets his ass, you know, probed. But I mean, it's,
but if they came out and they were like, hey, you see the 10, 20,000 missing persons list that we have that they've never been found, like, we have evidence it was aliens. Like, it'd probably be a little panic-inducing.
Right. You look up Bob Lazar, man, and you know, the stories he's told, you know, as far as working in that Area 51 or whatever it is over there. I mean, it's very compelling shit. Yeah. Now, I mean, he doesn't have any kind of videos and shit like that, but, I mean, he really sounds legit, man. The shit he talks about and the stuff he knows.
What is, I've seen the video a few times, but I haven't really dug into it. But the video of, like, it's like the commercial airliner. It was being circled by 3 like light orbs.
That was
or whatever.
Malaysian jet.
Like,
is
that what it was? Yeah. I've seen it on TikTok a few times. Just, you know, but it'll be in the middle of somebody explaining, and they're like, "Look, the 3 dots," and then I'm like, I don't know what the fuck. This is.
Well, that's what I seen somebody posted, like basically challenging someone to disprove that that's, you know, a UFO. Basically, like, what else could it be? You know,
so it's a real video.
Well, supposedly, yeah. But from what I understand, it was. It's just, you know, people are going to argue about what the lights are, but it was a real video. You know, it's kind of like the one. I think that was the Navy pilots.
Yeah.
I mean, they were seeing that thing that was moving from so many thousand feet in the air, and
I did watch that.
I mean, in a split second, just, you know, it moved 20, 30,000 feet. You know, and they can't explain what it was. You know.
It's nuts.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, some people say the government, like, they know what it is. It's something that we created, but I don't know, man. It just defies any kind of laws
I
of
mean,
physics
you would
that
think
we know.
Like, it would almost be better if they did come out and like, hey, this is what it is, because there's so much, like, I mean, it's like with anything, you let the mind wander and it just, you know, I mean, people are going to make the worst out of everything.
Well, they may be waiting on something like, you know, because you know how they are. They want to keep us occupied with something. So maybe this, you know, when they're trying to steal the election, they'll just have this bombshell report come out about UFOs. Yeah,
right.
Because that's usually how it happens.
Biden fought the aliens.
I did see, and I'm sure a lot of it's pandering for votes, but he was something about pardoning all the people that are that have been convicted of marijuana. But it was like
they were saying, like, even people that haven't been convicted of weed, they're like,
but it was. What they say it wasn't like people that were moving pounds and felonies and shit. It was possession charges, and you know. But it's like, how many possession charges has the federal government ever? I mean, they don't come after you for having a joint on you.
No.
So I really don't know what he's doing. Besides,
you would think more of that interstate trafficking. And,
well, that's what I mean. But, you know, because he was urging the state leaders to jump on board and do what he's doing. And I'm thinking, well, that's the only way it's going to make a difference, I guess, because the federal government's not coming after you for having, you know, a quarter bag on you. You know,
I read an article today about our governor, like, letting people out, pardoning people, like, with murder charges.
40
and
of them.
Yeah.
I think it's 56 people he was pardoning, and 40 of them were murderers. Like, not even, you know, people that were, you know, accused of it and wound up, you know, innocent. I mean, people that were convicted.
Right, yeah.
You know, without a doubt. And I don't know. I guess he's trying to leave his mark, you know.
But, I mean, goddamn.
I wound up reading it on the national news thing, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, he just
makes you wonder why. You know?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, because he's on his way out, so how much ass can he, you know, want to kiss? You know, I get it if it was an election year for him, so I'm curious what, you know, what's behind that.
But, I mean, who would be happy about that? Like, it's not like, you know, I mean, it's he's leading the country. Like, this is home, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You're just freeing murderers.
Well, supposedly, you know, because one of his goals was to kind of, you know, get a lot of people out of our prison system, which is fine. But I mean, why would not murderers?
Yeah,
right. You know, let's release these people that are in jail for weed, like we were just talking about, you know.
Unless it's some of these older crimes that really you know, the conviction was done.
Sure.
You know.
Well, I think it was. But I mean, still, I think one of the guys, it was like 29 times or something. He stabbed some lady.
Oh, God.
Well, how does he deserve to ever walk this planet again?
Exactly.
I don't, you know, I don't get it.
It's crazy.
I think another one had shot and killed a lady in a robbery. You know,
wow.
And I'm thinking, well, why should he get a pardon?
Great people.
You know?
Yeah, it makes you wonder, man. What
because they were saying in the article, like, it was specific that the people that were convicted of the murders, they purposely meant to take a life in these cases. You know? It wasn't just some accidental shit, some manslaughter bullshit.
Like some drunk driving.
Killers.
Yeah, I mean, no, it's like, that's who I want walking through the parking lot at night with my old lady at Walmart or something, you know?
I mean, that's our fearless leader of the state, man. I'm just confused on what his goal was.
I don't
That's Democrats, dude.
Yeah, apparently.
Apparently.
You ain't getting that in a red state. I
don't understand the end goal there, you know?
No.
That's crazy.
There's something behind it for sure.
Mm-mm-mm.
He'll probably go work for some big think tank or something, man. Making or lobbyist group or something, and you know.
Well, yeah, he's got bigger plans, you know.
Yeah,
I'm sure. I didn't even think about that. I'm sure there's somebody that was pleased about what he did.
Who supports that?
That side, the same assholes running around screaming to defund the cops, and you know, you got all that shit going on in places like Chicago and New York where they refuse to prosecute people, you know, and it's like that. I don't know what the end goal of that is because it always leads to nothing good. I mean, your city turns to shit, so I don't understand that.
Right.
A lot of it say it's Soros-backed, you know, politicians that do that because, you know, apparently he's trying to bring the country down. I don't know, man. You can go down a bunch of rabbit holes with that, but it is proven that his money is behind a lot of those.
Oh, absolutely.
People, you know,
a lot
I think
of
even
DAs,
the
the attorney generals,
even
the
local one down here. They said he had a hand in
NOLA.
Yeah,
that's is it Jason Williams?
I think so. I think that is his name. Yeah,
that was the one that was carjacked and with his mother.
Isn't that something?
They arrested him quick.
Oh, of course they did.
It's crazy.
I got a bush tonight. I had to give a shout out to my cousin Christy, who said I had to stop drinking girl beers, you know, because I'm a White Claw fan. Well, there you go. This is the only one. I'm switching to White Claw after this.
Bush.
And it's Bush Light, so I don't know how manly that is, but. You know.
Well, now you got to get a can of some dip, you know, some
wintergreen. No, I'm at the down that Jack Daniels over there to really show them.
There you go.
You know.
Absolutely.
Anyway, you hadn't been following old Pelosi's investment thing, man?
I haven't really looked it up, man, to be honest with you.
You better start looking, dog.
How this woman or any of them
it's
politicians...
probably way out of my budget to afford any of those
shares.
Well,
you can see here, you know, no inside trading or nothing, you know what I mean? Right. It's just, this is where she invested, and then that shit just skyrocketed. How you like that, huh? Now, how did they get away with that shit?
So we're looking at, what, December something?
It's December. The whole graph is 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, but look,
and
right
that's
here.
Right the very end of it.
Yeah, but she invested in December.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, in December, apparently, it shot up.
101.
Now, if we did that, we'd be like this man, right? Where'd he go? There's another. There he is, right there.
Yeah.
Look.
Oh, yeah.
Florida man who was charged with insider trading was actually just following her stock profile. He goes to jail.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Man, look. Yeah. I would say that it'd be a good idea to follow what she does, but you wind up in prison, apparently.
Prison.
No, I couldn't believe that. It's
unbelievable.
What a cunt.
Well, I mean, none of them should be allowed to even
I agree.
Get that wealthy while they're in office like that as a public servant.
I feel like they almost shouldn't be allowed to trade. Period, because they've got so much influence on the shit.
Because it's never, it's always tainted. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're making laws, passing laws that are going to promote that, and it's like, oh, let me get on board with that.
On the stock market,
absolutely.
And it's like what that does too is it just breeds corruption as far as these other people that are trying to make their come up in the political scene.
Right.
Well, they're doing it now because they know they can get wealthy like these people. They're not doing it because they actually want to help anybody. You know, they got wealth in mind because they allow them to get filthy rich like this lady right here.
It's like going to the casino and putting all your money on black and then just putting the ball on black.
Right.
Like, oh, I won.
Exactly.
Dude, it's like I said, they know it's wrong. You know, because she's been asked about it before, and she just freaking, she avoided that question like the plague.
Like to insider trade is one thing, but then to watch people go to prison for it,
and then not,
especially that guy that's following, and
Martha
to not say a
Stewart.
I was
fucking
gonna say, isn't that
word.
what Martha Stewart?
That was years ago, but
but still,
you know,
I mean, they locked her ass up.
Oh yeah, she did time.
Yeah. Meanwhile, this old hag
from cooking to
and I mean, how much
jail
money do
cell.
you think this woman has, and she just can't get enough, man? That's the only reason she stays around in that.
I mean, what is she worth? 120 million plus?
Well, it'll be 500 million by the time.
You ever seen the graph of U.S. presidents and what they were worth before and after presidency? And every single one gained substantial amounts of wealth, except for Trump. He was the only one that lost money in office.
Yeah, I did.
Like,
I did see that.
Didn't he say it cost him about $1 billion?
It was a lot of fucking money that he lost, net worth. But and like Obama and Bush, they gained. I mean, they fucking
tens of millions, maybe hundreds of millions.
So much money. It was hundreds of millions of dollars too, and that they gained, like they times 10 their wealth.
And you know what their defense is to that? It's like, well, he had book deals.
Yeah.
You know, he had book deals and speaking arrangements, and you know, same thing with the Clintons.
All of them, really.
Yep.
Well, they got that. What's that? Clinton Foundation.
Clinton
they funnel a lot of
Foundation,
their shit out there. We'll probably come up missing after this airs. But
absolutely.
Gotta find me.
Fuck them.
Come to the bunker, bitch.
Right.
No. Then I want to say. I mean, the Obamas cashed in, but I guess, you know, they got a lot of Netflix deals. But I mean, I guess all of them do. It's not just Democrats, I'm sure. You know, I mean,
I'm sure it's the whole political spectrum.
Yeah, and a lot of the Republicans, they start off wealthy, you know, like the Bushes. You know, they
and a lot of them did. You'll see that they started with $200 million and whatever, and then they left office with like 600, 800 million.
Hell yeah, they do.
Austin was telling me that the Obamas just directed a like a Civil War film or some shit on Netflix.
I wouldn't doubt it. What's going on, y'all? Shane here from B.S.ing with the guys. Now, I'm going to let y'all get right back to the episode. I just wanted to take a quick second to thank y'all for checking it out. It means the world to us. Hit that like button, share the video, and don't forget to follow us so you can keep up with everything we drop. Matter of fact, leave us a little comment. Let us know what you thought about the episode. Now, let's get back to it. I did see Zuckerberg and his crew. You know, they're in a little bit of shit because they're talking about encrypting private messages on their platforms, which sounds good because it's, you know, privacy related. But what people that used to work for Facebook are saying is it's a breeding ground for these, you know, these pedophiles online to communicate with these children, and nobody knows what the hell they're saying, you know, unless they see the message. But as far as when it leaves their device and gets to the child's device, in between, nobody can pick it up. You know, that encryption, apparently it like just turns it into I don't know, a bunch of numbers, they said. If somebody's like trying to look in on it, you know, I'm a little too dumb to really explain it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
They had, which I think they still have, is on Facebook Messenger, you can start like a private conversation. Yeah. And it creates from your device a long strand of letters and numbers. And then the device you send that message to, they get that key. So like if you and I are logged into the same Facebook Messenger, and you're messaging Brad from your phone, on my phone, I'm not going to be able to see y'all's messages if y'all are using private.
Okay.
Even though I'm logged in, because my device doesn't have that end-to-end encryption key.
And look, like I said, I get it, man. For privacy reasons, it's like, well, yeah, that's
not a bad thing.
But yeah, even the you know, the people that run TikTok came out and said we will not do that because you're putting children at risk. You know?
Sure.
I mean, because like I said, when you got people that were former Facebook employees coming out saying that, man, this is a dangerous game. Like they saw what was going on. You know, before all the encryption, they saw this scum that were on there, you know, targeting these children. Well, now they can just do it behind closed doors. You know, it's crazy. And then you figure like what. I don't understand how somebody like Zuckerberg, like how do you defend that? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like how do you justify that in any way, shape, or form?
I guess when you bought, maybe he's told.
Yeah, but you still got to come out and have a reason. You know what I mean? At least make it sound good. And besides the whole privacy bullshit, because you know it's not like Facebook is some kind of a must that you know you're legally required to have. So you know we're gonna make you have it, but we're gonna give you privacy. It's something you choose to get on. You don't have to be on it. You know what I mean?
True.
So if I run the damn thing, I'm gonna say, look, I get it. You want your privacy, but for the sake of our children, we're not gonna encrypt these messages, and that's gonna be that. You don't like it, leave the platform.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's what TikTok did.
Sure.
As bad as much shit as they talk about TikTok and all the you know the China shit. I mean, they were like, we're not playing that game. You know?
It's the same people that were bitching at Chris Hansen for To Catch a Predator.
Yeah, right. God, I love that show.
Right. I seen they revamped it not too long ago, man.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it just watching the reactions.
People will get on there and say that, that's fucked up. You can't do that to people.
Entrapment
people, and it's like...
who's that? Other pedos? I mean, what are they?
Right.
Probably. If that was your son or daughter,
man. I know, but he's right. I have heard people that like, oh, that's kind of messed up, and it's like, what is messed up?
Yeah, it was like a whole movement that Chris Hansen was trapping people into talking to children and shit. Like,
well, I see they got people do that now on like the TikTok or whatever. They'll they run around doing that,
meeting them at Walmart or whatever, Waffle House or whatever.
Those people will get backlash from like the police and shit, like police and courts and like. Stop, like is what I don't know. That's what the police are telling them. They're like, you can't.
I don't know if they're just worried like it's gonna something's gonna get out of hand with a confrontation or something. Or
I've seen a couple of them where like they'll try to call the police at the end of the interaction and everything, and the police just won't fucking do anything. They're just like, And then there's lawmakers and cops and judges telling them like, stop doing this because at the end of the day, like you said, it's dangerous for the people doing it. It's dangerous for the pedophile, but
I say they need more of it. If somebody's willing to put themselves in that position, even if it is dangerous for the person that's catching these assholes, if that's what they choose to do, man,
I think somebody got shot in one of them. I don't know if it was the person filming or if it was the pedophile, but somebody did get shot in one of those exchanges.
Damn, I didn't see that. I seen one of them where they got in a fight with the guy, like in an apartment store, somewhere that they guess they pissed the dude off, but. He got caught, trying to talk to an 11-year-old or the fuck he was doing. But
sick.
I know.
It's
they
so
really
sick.
are. See, that's another thing that
as many full-grown hoes as they have out here, and you want to go after children. I don't know.
It's a sick fetish, man, and people have.
It is.
There ain't no cure for it.
There's no cure.
Yeah.
There's one cure.
Well, there is, but they think you lock them up for 10 years and then let them back out, and then,
and they rehabilitated.
Oh God, he reoffended. Like, what happened? Like. He's attracted to children, he's a sick fucker.
They have all kind. I don't know. They got midgets. You can.
They got anything.
Substitute.
Well, I see what you're saying. Like, if that's what's turning you on, somebody that's 3 foot tall, then go. Now, I don't think we say midget nowadays, son.
They have little people.
Little people, right?
They have little people,
right?
But I know what you mean. It blows my mind too. Which I've always said, I'm glad I don't understand it because
I
don't get it. But what was I seeing? Tennessee was talking about they proposed a bill or whatever where they can't fly the pride flag in public schools and shit.
Oh, that's a good movement. Yeah,
I don't see a problem with it. I mean, because it's not so much as you're saying that you got a problem with gay people or whatever. It's just that to pump that shit to our children, man. They just don't want to stop.
Right. Just like that little boy, they wanted to expel him or suspend him because he had the Second Amendment patch on his school bag.
Yep.
Took him to the office, and you can't have that. It's offensive. And
I seen the mom. I guess she was secretly videoing the talk, and they were schooling these adults on what was, what the history of it, because they have no clue.
Right.
They just look at it and know it's supposed to be something that's offensive, but they don't know why. You know. So I'm glad the parent actually stood up to that shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was like
that's how I feel like. I don't know, grade school's a little young, but like if in high school or something like that, if somebody had the gay flag on their book bag,
it's pride flag.
The pride flag.
Let's
do your thing. You know what I mean? Like you're you, but as far as like the schools flying the shit, it's different. You know what I mean? Like I feel like any of it should be allowed in the school if a student wants to express themselves.
You say that until somebody shows up with a Nazi fucking flag on their bag, which I'm not comparing gays to Nazis. I'm not sitting there doing that, but
I know
I'm
what you
saying
mean. Like freedom of expression, it ends at a certain point.
Exactly. And with this, it's small children, and we're going to sit here and start discussing sexuality is what that's what I'm saying,
brings, like towards high school and stuff, and then the school flying, like I wouldn't support just as much as like, hey, the school flying, the gay rights flag. It'd be the same thing if they were flying, a Second Amendment flag or anything, like
or the rebel flag.
That's right. It's like y'all. That's not your place.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. As a school,
not in a public school.
Right. No,
that's kind of what it is now. They all they like to go straight to, well, you're homophobic and this, that, and
Right.
it's like, it has nothing to do with that.
No,
Like
not
you
at all.
said, it's no different than any other flag that represents something other than this country. I mean, you put up the American flag all day long, do that. But when you start doing this shit with all these rainbows, and then these kids are like, what is that?
Right.
There's always a teacher or two there that wants to happily explain it to them, you know, of what that is.
Exactly.
And they just shouldn't be talking to them children about that. And anybody who says anything different, fuck you, you're a pedophile.
Right.
That's all there is to
agree.
it.
I
Because
agree,
they will argue with you.
Right.
You know what I mean? And
Right.
there ain't no argument about it. Nobody needs to be talking to my kid, your kid, or anybody else's kid about sexuality at those ages, man.
Absolutely
And they
not.
threw a fit when DeSantis passed that law in Florida that you couldn't talk about that shit.
Gay.
Yeah. You know, that's what they called it, the "Don't Say Gay" bill. But it was really like, don't talk to these kids about that. Yeah, you know, no matter what, straight sex, gay sex, whatever. Don't talk to them about it.
Yeah, if it's prior to at least sex ed class in school, you know.
Well,
what I mean?
And even down here, like
I
know, I'm sure it's other places in the country, but like here, you have to sign a permission form for your child to even attend that class. Where they're over there with a fucking 6-year-old, you know, talking to them about gay sex or whatever the hell they're talking to them about, you know. And I just think that the way we do it is right. I mean, some parents may want to talk to their children about that. You know, they don't want a teacher explaining all the sex shit to them. It's like, we'll do that. Some don't care, so they sign off. Like I sign off, teach them about it. You know, I don't want to sit there and talk to my
I mean, I guess I kind of feel like
but
if you haven't talked to them about it by 8th or 9th grade, like,
well, now they got to learn.
You know, the teachers do your thing, but
I mean, I just remember laughing through the whole class because they'd say penis and vagina.
14 and seeing penises and vaginas in the textbook, awesome. You know, but I definitely feel like none of it has any place in anything lower than junior high, you know what I mean? Like just period. I do want you to see if that video that I sent you, how it works. I don't know how TikTok works on PC. It's the next one that's going to come in.
What's it about? Is there anything we need to know? Uh-oh, I'm ready for some comedy. It's Christmas.
It's a Christmas comedy skit too.
I'm ready.
It's gonna be
all this negative shit we're talking about. It's Christmas, man.
It's fucking hilarious.
Come on.
Yeah, you know, you were mentioning about the presidents before and after their worth, and look what I pull up the first thing, man. You know.
Oh, Bush. Yeah.
Man, look, George Bush, 20 million after 40.5 million. You know.
Well, he's a big oil guy, wasn't he? His family.
Barack Obama, 1.3 after 80.
Now that's leaving office.
Leaving
or their
office,
net worth now,
right?
You know,
because Donald Trump,
3.7
billion after leaving office, 2.3.
Wow. I don't know how he survives, though.
Wow. I wish I had that problem to worry about.
Well, you ain't lying. I'll lose $1 billion if I got 5 or 6 of them. I'm cool. Till I have that, I guess.
While we're waiting on that email, you see my shirt I have on?
I saw that when you came. I was allergic.
Allergic to idiots. I'm going to give a shout out to my good friend Karen here. She owns funtimeboutique.etsy.com. If you could go there, buy a shirt, browse around, you know.
Well, they got just like tons of designs.
All kind of stuff on there.
Cool. I saw that when you came in.
Yeah, all kind of stuff.
Meant to ask you
Mardi Gras stuff, retirement stuff, cruise stuff. Yeah, just the whole full gambit, you know.
Hell yeah. Yeah, check her out.
Absolutely.
That's it. Yeah. You know, I saw this come across on Twitter earlier, but I didn't watch it. So let's see what they're talking about on this one.
Got lights. What about this? What about this? Yes! Lucky dog. Yeah. Oh, man.
So let's just take this up front, get you checked out.
Mm-hmm.
One inflatable Santa, the last one.
The last one. Mm-hmm. Do you have any, like... I don't want, like, maybe someone else needs one really bad. Like, what if I got one? Like, do you have any stores? Our stores maybe have one?
These have been selling like hotcakes. I bet you this is our last one.
I know, my kids.
Day before Christmas.
My kids really want one, but it's like... I was wondering, like, if there's more like a... You know what I mean? Like a more traditional Santa. Something like that.
He's got everything Santa has.
No, I know. I get it. Like, I know. But just like, I don't know, like, he kind of looks like he's, like, taking the gifts.
Why would he be taking the gifts? He's bringing the gifts. He's got a bag full of gifts for boys and girls.
I don't know. The way, like, it must be, like, maybe the way I came in.
Look at that. It's filled to the brim with basketballs, NBA 2K, basketball shoes.
No, but you see what you're doing?
Naming gifts.
Oh, you're naming gifts like a particular kind of gift. I want a gift that looks like I want it. You know what I'm saying? Like my kids might want it.
They don't want video games?
It's pretty funny.
That was pretty. Who made that?
Oh my god!
Did anybody
posted?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
They did have a post I saw out there. Some guy was saying, "Look, check this shit out," and he's showing a picture of like a mannequin of Santa, of course, a white Santa, and it's like $349. And so the dude's walking around. He goes, "Look at this shit here, $179 for the black Santa. What the fuck's going on with this? You know,
it's on sale, man. What you gonna do?
Oh man,
it's crazy.
Pretty good.
I mean, good news. Barbara Streisand, she's going to leave if Donald Trump's elected.
They got a few of them. Got a few of them. I think there was a whole shit ton of them.
Yeah,
last time. Huh?
It won't happen.
I remember the last time.
Ain't gonna happen.
Now, it's amazing they still say that shit because it just makes them look like fools. I think Stephen King was another one that was crying right now. You know, and it's like, what? Like who? How special do you have to, think you are to think you need to announce that for one?
Right.
Who gives two fucks? I mean,
yeah, who gives two fucks about that?
I mean, I guess they're waiting on everybody to be like, no, please don't go.
Right, exactly.
Like, okay, later, that just shows you how the mentality of them celebrities, just they feel like they're way more important than they are.
Look, right here. Breaking news. Nancy Pelosi and Hillary Clinton say they will leave the United States if Donald Trump becomes president.
That's what they
say. They might want to.
Yeah.
They might want to go.
Hillary's like, I'm out of this bitch.
You're right. Exactly. With no extradition, whatever country that might be,
You seen him right there when his bodyguard knocked that dude out?
That's that Jack Doherty or whatever.
His bodyguard
he's an asshole. He needs his ass whooped the shit he's doing to people.
And he's got them bodyguards.
Have you seen that asshole online? He's
Oh,
just
my
a
God.
young, like a TikToker that goes around fucking with people,
right?
And just being a total fucking prick.
Oh, yeah. He's like usually in a black vest or a black shirt.
Yeah. On this video,
you want to get whatever,
Yeah, but he's been in a few of them, and he's just purposely fucking with people.
Right.
And, somebody's gonna catch.
I've
his
seen
ass.
him, and it's like, dude, it's not going to end good for you one day.
Yeah, and
dude.
I mean, his bodyguards are like 8'2", fucking like 300 pounds. Yeah, they had a video. He was next to his tour bus, and some dudes was talking shit between him, his bodyguards, and the two guys. And his bodyguard swung and knocked dude the fuck out, like put him straight to sleep.
Really?
Like, where was that at?
Fuck.
Where were they at?
I don't know where they were at, but it was just a video in front of his tour bus.
His tour bus. I thought, because I seen that one video where some rapper or something, one of his fans was approaching him, some white dude. I mean, the rapper wasn't, but the fan was. And you didn't see that shit where they knocked this fucking dude out, put him in the hospital and shit. And then,
really,
even the rapper was like, it was his bodyguard that did it, and he got on there and made his video apologizing, saying
that was different because that was his bodyguard there. Yeah.
Well, he needs
dude
it.
Was talking shit, I guess, because of the content he makes, I'm sure. And his bodyguard finally, I guess he had enough, because he went from like talking shit to him to kind of talking shit to the bodyguard. Yeah. And apparently, bodyguard wasn't having it.
Well, you seen that one that got shot, I'm sure. That was in the mall. And he was fucking with a dude. He was doing the same shit that this ass clown does.
Yeah.
And the dude.
Yeah, I saw that one.
I vaguely
pulled out a gun and shot his goofy ass. Yeah.
And he said he was going to continue to do it. Yeah, he was going to continue. I think that was in Chicago or something, huh? I don't remember.
Was he fucking with the DoorDash dude or something like that? He was going to pick up food, like they were in the food court of the mall.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, I saw it on Dude Active Self Protection's channel.
Well, that shit's gonna start happening more. These kids, that, they getting on there, like I said, messing with people just to to get them views. Man, you mess with the wrong person. Whether that person is in the right or not, you still get your ass killed.
Yeah,
it ain't worth it.
That's what dude says. He's like, he might have been, he might have been wrong, but you're dead wrong. You're done.
No, my buddy texted me today. I'm 1 for 9, Brad. I said, not good.
On
one of FanDuel's.
Oh, yeah.
So it sounds like you should have gave up after maybe the third game,
1 for 9.
Yeah.
That was about my record too. So I feel his pain.
Absolutely.
Never any good
it's rigged. It is.
Oh, that shit comes, man. They call them spreads too well on too many of them games, man. And I've always said, once you get Vegas involved in anything, it's just too much
think the
money.
whole FanDuels and all these other sports betting apps have just opened it up to now they can watch where the money's going. It's not like back in the day, let me call my bookie. Hey, I'm Jimmy P. I need this, and this. Yeah. Now it's opened up to where they see where this money is going. Yeah. And, of course, if you football, baseball, basketball are in on this, you know, we're going to shift it. We got so much money this way. We got to shift it this way, you know.
I've believed it for a while. I mean, it's hard to, you know, I guess it's hard to get every single player on board and rig, you know, a game, so to say. But I think them refs have a lot to do with it.
Yeah, I agree.
That's one of the, like, I know in the NFL, you can't even talk bad about the ref and they'll fine you.
Patrick Mahomes and the his head coach just got fined.
Yeah, really? You can't even say you can't question anything they did in the game, or you will get fined. And I mean, it's like, why not?
Right.
You know? I mean,
exactly. And I was watching a snippet of a documentary the other day about a NBA ref that, like, he was involved with mob and shit.
Oh yeah,
and
I don't doubt it.
Right. Shit he was
he did. Yeah, he went to jail for that shit. Like you said, he was.
Well, he claims he wasn't rigging games. He claimed he never had any effect on the game, but he was like making bets and making money, and then somebody introduced him to the mob people, and they were like, "Look, you're gonna give us the fucking bets," or you know, and he claims still to this day that he's never rigged a game, even for the mob. He's given them, you know.
He said himself, he can't rig it. I guess.
Yeah,
but
he
can
said
make
basically.
Some calls.
He said, I guess because he's in the circle, you know, he knows what refs are pissed off with what players. If LeBron's playing and he knows the two refs he's working with don't like LeBron, they're going to call more fouls on LeBron.
Right. Yeah.
So he'll tell him, like, look, bet on the other team because I know these two guys don't like him. They're going to call every foul they see.
Well, he ain't convincing me. He didn't help control the game that he was.
Enough. Well, I guess I don't know if he convinced him, but there wasn't enough to charge him with rigging games. But he got charged with some.
Well, no, because you can't prove it.
Right,
you know? Right. It's all judgment calls when, you know, as far as the ref goes, what's a foul and all this shit. So you can say, you know, some games you just don't call as many. You know what I'm saying? There's easy ways to sway games. Right. Is what they do. Opposed to rigging them. You know?
I would think it's hard to not rig a game if the mob says you're going to do it, or your family's going to be missing.
Right. Well, that's what I mean. And all you got to do, like you said, you blow more fouls, or you do less that game. You know, whatever it takes to get somebody to the free throw line or keep them off of it, shit like that. You know, right. And I think that's what happens in the NFL. You know, them refs, the game relies on them so much to control the momentum and everything. You know, and they see one team's got the momentum.
Right.
What do? They start throwing flags and shit. You know, we've all seen it. Yeah. Fucking Saints game where that dude got, you know, that
they no call.
Yeah, the no call shit. Man, that was so blatant. And even after watching the replay, they sat there and said, "No, nothing
that's when
there."
They throw the red flag or whatever.
Yeah,
the coach
and I'm like, well, that's when you knew right there. And I know we were biased back then because it was like, you know, you wanted the Saints to go so bad.
But that changed the rule. That they couldn't at that time. They couldn't challenge no calls. Now they can. After that year, they changed
because it was so blatant. So blatant. I mean, you could see it. I don't give a shit what team you're rooting for, man.
Yeah.
That dude.
I was with the Rams. Wasn't they playing the Rams? I think.
Wasn't that the Rams? Yeah,
I think so.
That would have been the Super Bowl game or something.
Well, I think he was going
to the Super
Bowl.
Yeah.
Right, going to the Super Bowl.
Yes,
right,
man. And I mean, he smoked that dude. Like the ball was like 5-6 yards or so.
And he even said it after the game. He was like, "I thought they were going to call it, but hey, win's a win."
It's shit like that, you know. Like there was some reason, I'm sure financially, that the Saints didn't need to be there.
Right.
It's like, which one of y'all was betting against the Saints here, you know?
Yeah. Well, the Saints aren't a huge draw like, you know, some of these teams are. It doesn't make the NFL the money like, you know, the big names do.
Exactly.
You know? I mean, Dallas ain't going nowhere in so long, but they don't have to. That man sells out every fucking game. Yeah. You know, they're making money.
Yeah.
You know,
you seen Derek Carr getting booed?
I heard it. I didn't see. I heard
it. Came out and everybody was booing.
Did he play like shit?
Yeah.
I didn't watch the game.
Yeah.
I mean, in his defense, then he had like 3 concussions and broken ribs and all that stuff.
Sure,
but I don't think he did shit when he was in California playing. I mean, I don't.
I haven't. He's never been a real big name,
which is usually the people we get. You know, we lucked up with Breeze when we got him, but normally, we get the leftover shit nobody wants. You know.
Yeah, he came out, whole stadium was booing him.
Yeah, what's Michael Thomas doing nowadays? Is he even playing?
He is this year. He didn't last year because he was being a little bitch. But
Michael Thomas is being a little bitch.
He was.
I haven't watched much of it.
They finally restructured his contract or some shit. Yeah. Now he's playing. He's not doing great, but he's playing.
I think a lot of them guys, man, once you start getting them big contracts, because I know when he first came in, he was lighting that shit up.
Yeah,
he was lighting it up. Then he
was until last year, you know, and then I don't know, whatever the fuck he did to his toes or some shit, and he was out the whole season.
Yeah, people were bitching that he was milking so much of that shit.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
Know what was going on.
Definitely. I mean, look at Aaron Rodgers tore his fucking Achilles, and he's back before the season ended.
Yeah,
tore his fucking Achilles.
He's back playing.
He's coming back.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, he was talking about it a couple weeks ago. He was like, I should be back.
I remember when he tore it. I just didn't know he was on the verge of coming back already. Yeah,
that's
and this
crazy.
dude's got like turf toe or some shit.
Exactly. Yeah, he fucking twisted a toe and out for a whole season.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, I guess, if you can make all that money and not have to work. But, you know, I figured it was a game that they enjoyed and loved to play.
You would think, I think it all kind of stemmed from a contract.
Yeah, it turns into business, and that's the problem. You know, you see a lot of them guys that when they leave college and get to the pros, it becomes a business, and then they said it's not fun anymore. You know,
right?
I mean, I'd like to experience that not fun, but you know, but I get it. I mean, a job is a job. You know,
sure. So, that's why I prefer college, man.
Oh yeah,
you know,
a lot more
boys out there playing with their hearts.
I'm glad them boys get paid
now.
Huh? Yeah, I'm glad. I think they needed that, man. And look, I know the argument is they get a scholarship, but man, them schools were making hundreds and hundreds of millions off of these kids,
absolutely.
Man. It's like let them get a little piece because a lot of them kids are flat fucking broke.
I mean, I put Stone in the head coach of Tulane's house, and he's got a fucking house.
Oh, they got money. They paid him coaches, and that's the Tulane coach.
Yeah, you know? He's got a house like just in his wife's closet, and it's just floor to ceiling. Just, I mean,
wow,
it's big money.
Coach purses, Louis Vuitton, fucking. I mean, there was probably $500,000 worth of clothes.
And they're able to afford that because the schools pay them so much. The schools get that much money because they're making all the money off of these kids selling their jerseys and anything to do with their likeness. You know, they keep all that money
all the way down to the concessions.
So
you know,
money. I mean, look, they gave like Ogeron like $17 million to leave.
Right.
You know.
What he said. Where's the door?
Yeah. When do you want me to leave and which door you want me to go out of? I mean, but that's the kind of money they have. You know?
It's crazy.
Because I still see people to this day arguing that these kids shouldn't be getting any money, and it's like, if you do anything else, like say you're a child actor, you know, you're getting paid.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, so these kids are out there doing what they got to do, you know, and if they're keeping the grades to stay on the field, I mean, it's a tough job.
I guess that's the only part that they could really argue with is that, like, if the school's giving them money, they may kind of fudge some grades. And
well, I'm sure that happens anyway.
I'm
because
sure
a lot of them kids, they don't have the time to prepare for, you know, that test and just regular classes like a normal student would. So they're already getting a little, you know, a little boost. But hey, man,
because I don't think the college can pay them, right? I think they can make money on like sponsorships and shit.
I think it's just because before
it's an endorsement thing.
Yeah, no, the college pays them by saying we'll give you a free ride, which I get, you know, but that wasn't putting any money in these kids' pockets while they're out there starving, you know, because for one, a lot of them, they, like I said, they barely have time to study because when you're playing for a big time school in any of these major sports, that's what they want you to devote your life to. So even working to have some money is hard to do for these kids. You know what I mean? I mean, they just don't have time. You're practicing or you're studying film because if you playing for, say, like Alabama, you ain't got time to be sitting there working at McDonald's after school.
Saban ain't going for that shit.
No, that's what I'm saying. But then they want these kids to sit around broke. You know, it's like that shit. To me, it wasn't right. And I'm sure there, like I said, there's people that'll argue that for some fucking reason, unless it was them out there doing that shit.
I see no problem with it.
Man, let them get paid. Dude. I loved it when they did that.
Well,
they were getting paid anyway? You know,
sure.
I mean, you know, them schools were hooking some of them kids up. Man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think like was it Reggie Bush that got his Heisman revoked because he got paid.
Back.
Yeah,
I'm like, man, take this piece of shit. I don't care. Yeah, but that's what it led to. You know, it made them do shady shit.
Yeah,
you know, because these kids are coming from these poor environments.
Yeah, it's
and
like why would
schools
you not?
Are like, like look,
you were especially being a young college kid, like I'll take the money.
I think they hooked his parents up or something when it was Reggie Bush. I think it was a house or car or something. You know, they were taking care.
It was the college that did.
Yeah, because I mean, he was a big name, dude. They wanted him bad, and he ain't the only one. You know, that happened to a lot of them big stars coming out of high school. I mean, why wouldn't you? You know, if you're a big time school. You know?
Especially, I mean, you see a lot of them and they're deciding between 6 schools that are like, come play for us. It's like, how do you make that decision without something being involved? You know, I guess unless you just have like a favorite school.
Yeah,
but
some of them, like, they bring
them
on the tours of the college, and they kiss their ass all day long, show them how beautiful the place is.
Because, like, to me, if I was in that position and there's no money involved, I'm going to the closest school to home. Like,
no doubt, yeah, if it ain't about the money. Now, granted, but some of them want the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to go play for like Southeastern.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's Southeastern versus Alabama, then I go play for Alabama. But
it's TV time. They want that exposure. Which I get because there's scouts watching.
There's scouts watching, and that's your biggest shot to get picked up. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm just, like I said, man, I'm glad. Pay them boys, man. And them girls. Sorry. And them girls.
And the girls, man.
And not as much as men, of course.
No.
Did you see the video of the, I think it was the first female kicker. She punted the ball or she did the kickoff, one of the two.
College?
And I think it was high school.
Okay.
High school or college, and it was...
And she got smoked.
It's just the worst fucking kick you've ever seen. It went like fucking 25 yards, and the comments were blowing up.
They just... I don't get that, like, we just can't live in reality when it comes to that. It's like, it's okay to say that, a girl or a guy may not be as, good at something as the other sex. I just don't understand that, but you just cannot. Some people don't want to live with it, like that reality.
I saw a video today or yesterday that there was a professional, like, not that it's crazy sports, but a professional pool player, and she refused to play because of a dude.
I saw that. She's like, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
And if more of them would do that, they'd stop this shit like that.
Exactly. It's like, hey, y'all are either going to make money by letting us play games against other females, or y'all aren't going to make money at all. I'm not going to make money, but you're not,
Right.
And I don't know the exact advantage like a male would have in pool, but, I mean, I don't. They break harder or something. I really don't know, but I'm kudos to her. I mean, because they all need to do that shit.
Exactly. Yeah.
I know if I've got a daughter in college or any of that, places where she's playing any kind of sports, and then some hard leg comes walking in wanting to play volleyball against her or swim or run track, it's like no.
Yeah, and then when it goes past like the winning and losing, and you're losing like scholarships and shit over
that's
the
thing.
It's like
they got some of them one of them schools was getting sued over that shit because it was
they should.
They're giving scholarships to men where it should be going to a woman. So a girl's losing out on that who, she trains her entire childhood to get to this point that she's at, and then some man just steps up and takes the shit from her. I mean, it's not cool.
Did you see the strongman competition?
The strongman?
Yeah, it was a women's powerlifting competition or some shit.
Did a dude joined it?
Well, yes, nice. But there was a trans dude, and he came in, and he obviously broke tons of fucking records.
Sure.
Well, it was a world champion powerlifter. After that, I forget his name. He's from like Russia or some shit, but he came into the same one, like just looks like you and I. And he's like, yeah, I'm a woman. And he broke his record, and she was all over the place crying and like, I can see how it might be unfair that I'm here, but people support me, and like was bitching because this dude came in and smashed his record.
This was a trans person that was in there, had the record first, and then what? Some man came in there,
like a strong man, like world champion came in and was like, "Fuck it, I'm okay." He's like, "I'm a female."
How do you like that?
Came in and smashed it. Like I think she was benching like, I don't know, it was like 300 pounds or something, and he came in and benched somewhere around 600 or so. I was like, I win.
It just gets to the point of it's just ridiculous, the denying just, science and reality, really. You sit back and just wonder, like, what the hell are you, like, what do you gain by trying to argue that point that
it
there's no
finally
difference?
Made him realize that, like, okay, this is unfair. Like, I get it. But then the argument was that people support, people around it. They were like, they support me, and it's like, who supports you coming in here shattering female records as a man?
What's that? Leah Thomas, that swimmer,
Thomas,
well, the chick she's on a warpath on Twitter now, but she
Riley Gaines,
she tells the stories about how he's in there with his dick hanging out in the locker room. And it's like, what? These girls don't want to see that shit,
no.
And if they do, they don't want to see his. I mean,
in the Congress meeting or whatever, I saw a video of the two chicks. They were in there talking about like, I'm uncomfortable in the dressing room. Like,
and like I said, you got these Congress people too, and these colleges. The heads of these colleges that just don't see no problem with it. Or they may see a problem with it, but they can't say that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they can't.
They're worried about what it looks like, and it's like that little minority you're trying to ass kiss to. That'll be over with quick. You piss them off, it's over with in a day. You know what I mean? But they're so afraid of that for some reason. Instead of just saying, "Look, we're not going to allow it here. That's it. We're just not going to allow it." They're going to holler. They're going to scream. They're going to call you all kind of names. Guess what? Kids are still going to be coming to your college. You're still going to be making money. It's not a big deal. So I don't know what's behind the allowing that shit to happen for a lot of these people running these colleges, but they're doing it.
And most of these politicians and people that are for this crap now, if you look back at it, it's like even going back to Obama, marriages between man and a woman, and if it was Biden debating bills, and it's like now all of a sudden they do a whole 180 on this, a whole 360, I should say, and it's like, but why? Such a small minority.
Right.
I mean, it's a loud minority. It's a loud minority for sure. But,
they got a voice. Yeah.
And I mean, apparently it gained him 80-something million votes, didn't it? But
81.
81 million, yeah. No, I'm with you. You figure, they have to be smarter than that just from a strategy standpoint of politically. Like, why cater to such a minority of the country? Well, I guess it's working. I don't know. I mean, I know in like small sections, like say you're running for mayor of a liberal town. I get that.
Yes.
But as far as the president, you got to know that most of the country are not, thinking like that and believing a bunch of that nonsense, but they don't care. They will continue to cater to that side, and it confuses the shit out of me. And like I said, it worked for him last time. I mean, we all think there was a little dirty shit going on behind the scenes, but
I think so.
Well, that's what they're saying now. Saying that the Republicans are fucking with all the polls because Trump's winning by like,
of course.
They say he's winning by the most that a Republican has in like however many years it's been.
Like,
and
why would you fuck with a poll? Like, who cares? Why would you fuck with a poll? I mean, it's like, what does that do? If anything, you want to say your man's down, so y'all better get out there and support him.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, they know, man. They're getting walked over right now because who else? There's nobody up there that can even compete with anybody running.
I still don't think it's going to be him at the end of the day.
No, I don't think they're going to allow it. I can't see it. I can't see it.
I think they're trying to find that exit strategy for this man. Somehow, some way we've got, if it's a health reason or I don't know. I don't know.
You talking about Biden?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about Trump, but
you were
right.
talking about Trump, but
yeah, both. I'm with you.
I agree. I don't think they're gonna. Really
no, but it's like, who are they going to put there? I mean,
yeah, I think once if it gets to where it's just them two up there, then
but how does Biden do a 2-hour debate?
Dude, I tell you what, I know that, and he's older now and probably worse, but he shocked the shit out of me on that last time.
On the last one,
I was expecting just
a total disaster.
I was waiting on, I'm thinking Trump's about to walk the dog. But I was like, damn, that was pretty good. I don't know what they gave him or what they,
well, he probably slept for 3 days and then, Adderall,
whatever it took.
Whatever it was.
He did. He surprised me. He was coherent during that debate.
Right.
I was like, damn, But I don't know. I think he's deteriorated a lot since then.
Yes.
And they know it. That's why, the whole Democratic side, there's no debates going on.
No.
They just refuse to do it.
Right.
I think they already have their person picked,
Who you think?
Man, it's hard to say, dude.
I've got my two. But
I know Michelle, I hear a lot of people talking about it. I think you mentioned that too.
Yeah.
I just don't know. Like, you figure she's so comfortable in life right now. Like, why would you want that? You know what I mean?
I think when it comes to that part in politics, man, it doesn't matter how wanted or not. If you're called,
you're there.
If you're called, you're going to do what they tell you to do,
Yeah, I guess it could get, that deep. They just know, if she has a choice, it's like, why would you want
No, if she has a choice, why would you?
Yeah.
You're worth 150, 200
million.
Like,
and you're steadily making money, doing what you're doing. Right. You're somewhat out of limelight as far as the, the presidency shit goes in politics,
Right.
I mean, it's like, why would you want back into that? Because let's face it, you're doing it for wealth anyway.
Right.
So when you're out there getting wealthy without doing all that, I just don't understand why she would want part of that. But like you said, they're probably chosen more than they're,
sure.
It's led on.
Yeah.
But
my other pick would be probably Newsom.
Newsom, yeah, that's scary.
It's very scary. Yeah,
I seen something about him actually taking up for Trump as far as
really?
being removed from them ballots, I mean,
Did
I
he
forget
really?
exactly what he was saying, but he was kind of like,
Yeah.
this isn't the right way.
It's
that we
not the
do
right
this
way
shit or
to
something
what
like
they're
that. And I
doing.
was like, damn,
Yeah.
not that I want to be my president, but still, I thought that was pretty big of him, But yeah, I could see him, if not this run, definitely gearing up
For him?
be,
Yeah.
oh God, yeah. He wants it. I mean, all
I'm
of
sure.
them do.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they love them some Newsom. I mean,
Right.
like he's running California so great.
Yeah, I was just reading somewhere where he signed like an 11% tax increase on in the state of California.
Dude, it'd be just 100% of your salary will be going to California soon.
Yeah.
My God, I don't know how anybody stays there, dude.
I guess if you're stuck,
fuck, how stuck can you be? I mean, I'd almost just, man, look, fuck this job, but whatever
fuck
I got.
the house, fuck the whatever.
Yeah, like at what point where
out.
you just can't even afford to live over there anymore, to where it's like, well, what do we have to lose?
Yeah.
I mean, because I get what you're saying. I mean, it's hard to just pack up and leave sometimes because you're pissed off with what's going on politically in your area.
Right.
But damn, I mean, eventually it's like, you're taking 50, 60% of my income. Why am I here? I mean, I don't know.
Touching back on the smoking thing, I think it's England. They just passed some bipartisan shit or whatever they call it over there. But if you're 14 as of now, by the time you're legal age to smoke, cigarettes and any tobacco will be banned. It'll be gone.
So they're getting rid of all of it.
All of it.
Really?
Yeah, to me that's just a little, that's a little reach, man. Because like you said, it whether it's good for you or not, it's still free. Free will.
It's your choice.
I mean,
yeah.
It's supposed to be, but then again, I mean, drugs are illegal here.
True.
So, I guess for good reason, because I mean, you see how it ends up in them places where they legalize all that shit. Whether they, you want to argue the point where, like you said, free will or your right to do whatever, it doesn't turn out good when people are just running around loaded off of fucking meth and fucking heroin and.
Even things as simple as seatbelt laws, like should you wear them? Probably, but
that
quit making laws to save me from myself.
Yeah, that was an insurance thing,
Absolutely.
That's an insurance.
Yeah, but if
Helmets.
I'm dead, who are you paying?
Well, they're paying out your family, and
for what?
If you
Why
got
would
an
my insurance policy pay out to them for my death?
Well, I'm saying
life insurance, I guess.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So if you got a life insurance policy and you die in a car wreck that could have been prevented, well, the insurance company's like, this asshole, all he had to do was wear a seatbelt. So you can believe they pushed for that. The same way with the helmet laws here. I mean, they don't give two shits whether you crack your damn cranium on the sidewalk, but the insurance company's got to pay. Now that you died, your family has to get paid. If you have life insurance. It's all behind that. You can believe that, dude.
It was crazy when I drove through Texas and people are just riding Harleys and shit on the interstate.
I think it's like that in Florida too. Because I was on vacation and I'm watching. I'm like, that dude better put a helmet on. I'm like, oh, wait a second.
Like, man.
Because I personally, I wouldn't ride without one, but I don't think it should be a fucking
regardless.
law.
Yeah, that's how I feel. I'm like, I would always have a helmet on riding a motorcycle, but I don't feel like I should be forced to at the same time. The
seatbelts either. I think the children. I do believe that, you should be penalized. You get caught not having your kid in one. But as far as me as an adult, I want to go through the fucking windshield. That's my choice, but
that's
we don't have
feel
choices like that.
I mean, laws should be in place to protect other people from you.
Yes.
But not me from myself. If I'm a legal adult and I want to
get a prostitute,
everything I fucking have, like, fuck it.
That's what they say, the victimless crime, man.
Yeah.
That not wearing a seatbelt. I mean, the only victim's yourself, but who?
Yeah, and like prostitution.
Yes.
It's only illegal if you don't have a camera in the room. If you're going in there, you're paying a chick to shoot a porn.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You're good.
That is true, huh?
Yeah. You can go find anybody on the street and say, I'll give you $1,000 to fuck me in this room. We're going to record it and I'm going to put it out. And it's legal.
How does that?
But if there's no camera.
Because it is true.
Prostitution.
Now that you say that. Yeah. Damn. So I just need to bring a camera next time I'm on Chef Highway looking.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Damn, dude. I never thought about it like that. But it's right because they shoot porn all day long.
All day long.
Yeah.
No problem.
It's all over the place.
Yep.
Yeah, if I just want to enjoy myself.
I never thought about it like that,
man.
but that's crazy.
It is, and it's true.
Yeah.
And that's like I said, a victimless crime. I mean,
sure.
I mean, you never know the dude that's going to pay for it might have been, rape somebody, maybe hard up, so might want it bad enough where he's like, fuck, I got $50 in my pocket, I'll just go pay to get some.
Right. I feel like it's kind of with the, you have that and the drugs and the same thing. Like if you make drugs, say weed legal, you don't have on the corner weed dealers.
Sure.
If you make prostitution legal, you don't have pimps.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's
like,
right.
No, that's true.
These chicks can do what they want, you know, but when it's illegal, they have these dudes for protection and, you know, to take the fall and shit. So,
yeah, I think they hide behind the whole, you know, it causes crime because it's a major, you know, a lot of drug use going on out there. I know they always, it always leads back to that.
Yeah.
You know, but to me, I'm with you. It would probably stop a lot of the
absolutely.
crime, you know, because like some of the women, I mean, they get treated like
and
shit.
Especially like, you know, like the big violence and shit of it. You know what I mean? Like,
well, maybe I'll make that our life goal, man.
I mean, like
legal prostitution.
Porn stars aren't out there getting shot and killed, you know, man. And porn directors aren't getting shot and killed.
In a controlled
Like,
environment,
exactly.
You know, getting skeeted on.
I mean, even as far down as like just the safety of tests and shit for women when it's in a legal environment of you know, like I mean. And men too, you know.
Look, Nevada seems to handle it pretty well.
Yeah, they got the brothels and shit.
With the brothels, and I think they crack down hard on the street prostitution. I don't think they really go for that.
I think it's like on the Strip.
Yeah,
I think it's like on Vegas Strip. Right. They'll really nab you, but
that's where the money's at, man. Poor hoes.
What was that? If they would start paying taxes, we need pimps to pay taxes.
Yeah. Right.
What was that Bunny Ranch or something that's out there?
Yeah.
I used to watch that. I think it came on HBO. They had a little series that came on. I was like, that's pretty cool. You know? And to me, it was like, what was wrong with that? You know, the women, they chose to be there. It wasn't like they were forced. And they were sex slaves. You know? I mean, whether you agree with it from a moral standpoint or whatever, it's like, it's not your decision. You know, the woman wants to lay down. We all laying down with somebody anyway. She's just getting paid for it. You know?
Exactly.
It is the oldest profession, dude, out there, you know?
It is, dude. I don't see nothing wrong with it, man.
Make your money. We were touching on the pedophiles and whatnot earlier.
I wasn't touching no pedophiles.
Me neither.
One of the Playboy issues back in like the 70s, 80s,
probably got
something
accused
like that.
of having some fucking child on
They
it.
had a child on it. They had like a 12-year-old girl on there in the Playboy shit, butt ass naked in a shot. Yes,
was it?
And it was legal.
Dude, she was like 13.
They said it was
Playboy.
Yes.
How was that even?
Because they said it was legal because child pornography is only child pornography if it is used for a sexual purpose.
Oh,
so you can take pictures of naked children as long as it's not sexualized.
What do they think people were doing with that magazine?
I don't know, but it was legal in Playboy.
Damn.
Yeah, it was Brooke Shields.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Sure was.
I know a lot of shit, and I didn't know that.
So that's what
she was
makes
probably
child
one of the most sexualized women out there, man. Brooke Shields, you know. I mean,
just had no
Blue Lagoon back when she was like 13, you know.
Underage in the Playboy. I didn't even think that was like I just never thought that would be a thing.
They said that the photographer in the magazine wasn't sexualizing her; it was art. So it was fine.
I mean, I don't agree with it, but I guess I see that argument.
Right.
You know, if you got a good enough lawyer,
sure, right?
Because that's what they called it. You know,
right? It was
because wasn't Playboy. That was like the classy one, huh?
That was the classy
it wasn't like
one.
Hustler or them, you know.
Wasn't no Larry Flint or you know. Yeah,
that was a good movie.
That's
People versus Larry Flint.
Yeah,
he was a beast, man.
Oh yeah,
he was another one. You know, them women were doing what they wanted to do, man, and they came after him hard.
They did.
It was a good one.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's when they had to define what provocative material was and what would be legal and what wouldn't. And
yeah, I think that was that. Was it that preacher that was messing with him a lot, like coming out of Jerry Falwell or something like that?
I think it was.
Yeah. He would put like these cartoons of you know, him in these you know, messed up sexual positions, and it was pissing off this pastor or preacher, whatever the hell he was, man. It was good shit, dude. It was good shit until he got shot, paralyzed for that nonsense. But
yeah, that's what happened to him. Yeah, he was shot and paralyzed over all that
I think
crap.
it was a religious, you know, nut.
Right.
You know, it was like whatever. Like
I didn't know he got shot.
Yeah, he was paralyzed. He died.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he died.
Yeah, he did die. Yeah,
2-3 years ago or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that was who played that role, dude? And
Woody Harrelson.
Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, it's a good movie, man.
Yeah.
Real good movie.
Yeah, I was reading about I don't know if either of y'all have ever been on, but Best Gore when it was a thing.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I was reading about
I can't even hardly find it now. Sometimes I get bored wanting to look.
It's gone.
Yeah,
really?
The owner went through a few court cases and shit. He was from Canada, but one video of this Asian dude. He was trying to fuck this other Asian dude, and it wound up being 2 guys, 1 ice pick or some shit. And
saw that.
yes, and that's what he went to jail over because it was provocative material. So he went to jail over it, court cases.
But
and
then they
shit.
killed the.
He killed him. He killed him, chopped him up and shit. But
he was like, they've shown a video on the website. He was like stabbing him with an ice pick, like, you know, as the dude's like, I guess he was dead at that point. But the best gore. It was like a site where you could find sick shit like that.
Gotcha.
Man. Yeah,
it was a great place.
I used to get on and I'm thinking, why?
Scan it all the time.
Oh my god,
no shit.
Now you can't really find any. Like all of them are really gone.
Yeah,
but
need to be.
They said it was.
I know you've sent me a few. If it was the Mexican cartels,
it was just basically that's what it was.
But it was a site like he promoted it as like it's free media. This is what happens in the world.
Yeah, it's news.
You know what I mean? Like you can choose to ignore it if you want to, but regardless, it happens.
And it's true because you can sit there and watch a movie with that shit being portrayed all day long. But if it's real, it's like, oh no,
you know. So when people fight against it, he's like, this is happening. You know what I mean? Like whether I posted here or not, like people are getting their fucking heads chopped off, and you know. But Canada went after him because that crime was of like a sexual nature or something like that. So he wound up going to prison, or I don't think he went to prison, but like he was going through a bunch of legal shit.
Dude that ran a site?
Yeah.
Got in trouble for having it on there?
Because he posted it. Like everything was fine up until then, and then there was like protests and all kinds of shit. He wound up getting in a lot of legal trouble for it, and he said it's not worth it. But he wound up, I think at the end it was because of like, the site was losing money because he was like, nobody wants to sponsor this. Who's gonna, you know, other than porn? And he's like, there's just not a bunch of money in porn sponsors. So
no, he'd have had to hope that he could have started some kind of paper, you know, get into the site type thing. But no, I'm with you. There wasn't nobody touching that as far as sponsors. You know?
Nope. But, so but that's what he finally went down for. Was
I agree with him. Like you said, it's going on in the world. You know, not whether or not, you know, he was, you know, kind of cashing in on it, but still, I mean, it is happening. It's kind of like you said, the cartel videos. I mean, it's real. Whether you like watching it or not, like don't watch it, but it's real.
It's real.
I've seen a few of them that you've sent. It's like, whoa, it's raw.
Yeah, and like really people act like if you weren't posting this, it wouldn't happen. And it's like, no, just because you don't see it doesn't mean it didn't happen.
Exactly.
Like
some people, you know how it is. You get stuck in your bubble, man, and you just, you know, you don't want to see all that. You know, it's kind of like an ostrich. You just bury your head in the sand. You know, but I'm with you. It's going on. That's why I will watch them. You know, it's kind of a, you know, sometimes I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? You know, but then I can't. I always watch the next one. You know,
and it's crazy how different everybody's brain works. Like, some people will watch something like that and won't be able to sleep that night and just have nightmares for nights on end. And then I'll watch it and I'm like, cool video.
Watch that going to bed.
Like no problem, whatever, you know. And
no, it don't bother me if it's not a child involved. You know,
I agree.
If adults doing their thing,
I'm weird because like any of it really doesn't bother me, but when animals get involved is where I'm like, like I hate seeing animals get fucked up by people. That's where I'm like,
and I don't want to see that either. But no, my thing is if I'm not, I'll scroll past if it's a child involved. Like I'm not watching that shit.
Yeah, see that? I don't know. That doesn't really bother me. It's when animals. But, I don't know.
You sound like a liberal.
I'm just like,
you work for PETA next month.
I'm like, my thing in my head, I'm like, people are pieces of shit. You know what I mean?
Well, they are, but children aren't.
Not
They're innocent. Not yet.
Not yet.
They're all heading that way, aren't they?
Exactly. You know, I mean, Hitler started off as a child,
well, that's
but
true,
you know,
child,
people are pieces of shit. So I'm like, fuck it, chop his head off. I don't care. You know? But
well, that's how I am with the adult thing. I mean, I look at it like, ooh, that would suck. But then, especially the cartel shit, because probably not even most of them, all of them,
they were all doing the same
in that
shit.
game. Like, hey, man, you chose to be in
you
this.
You knew what the fuck was happening, and you
signed
still,
up for this. So I don't have no sympathy for that shit.
I think the 2 guys, 1 ice pick, I think he was the same guy that was featured in the Netflix Don't Fuck with Cats.
Yeah.
I think that was him.
That was him.
That was a crazy.
You watched that?
Yeah,
I did too. It took me a while because I would just read the title and I'm like, I don't what the fuck. I watch this shit about cats, you know. But then I watched it and I was like, damn, that was pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it was.
But I think that was the same cat.
Same guy. Stomping on cats and shit. And
I was about to say I was
something.
lost on the title with the cats, but maybe I forgot what was in it.
Yeah, he was like torturing cats and shit, putting them in bags and like suffocating
them.
And he was that's what he was doing. He was vacuum sealing the bags.
Yeah, putting them in a microwave and shit, dude. Yeah, it's crazy. And I don't like to see that with animals.
No, I don't fuck with that.
No, I don't like seeing that
if
either. It's funny to hear him say,
like,
fuck these kids. Don't mess with my dog.
Yep.
It's crazy.
Yep.
Whatever.
All right, we're going to book you a psychology appointment on Tuesday.
I'll be there.
Have you checked out? I get it. It's crazy. Yeah.
Yep.
And look, you'd probably be amazed.
You could punch a dog in its face, and it's going to come and jump on you when you walk in the door.
Well, there is unconditional love with animals.
But a lot of kids are abused, and they still love their parent to death. The one that's beating the shit out of them or just mentally abusing them, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen it, man. They don't, no matter how bad they get treated, you know, that's their mom, that's their dad, you know. But I'm with you. Yeah, dogs especially, man. They just, all they want to do is please you. That's it.
That's it.
That's what they're about.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it's that unconditional love kind of thing, you know. You beat them, kick them, throw them around, they're still going to love you.
Yeah, so I'm like, how are you going to hurt this thing? You know what I mean? Like, but...
Yeah, like you said, people bury their head in the sand with all that stuff, and you'd probably be amazed at just what goes on in your inner cities where you live at, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You know, it's just, I can only imagine.
Cities,
You know?
Well, that's what they... when they show all that footage of, you know, what's going on overseas, that they justify showing that by saying that people need to see this.
Right.
You know, they need to see what's going on.
Exactly.
You know? Now, most of it, I'm thinking, is it even real? You know, because you don't know. I mean, it's whatever country's putting it out. That's what they want you to see, you know.
Right.
But they do say that that's a reason for showing a lot of that.
I think we need a raw news outlet, you know, that just like,
this
is the video that it is what it is,
Yeah.
No.
I agree.
Well, that's why even like, you know, with that Best Gore site, I still don't understand why, like, whether you're making money at it or not, like, was he forced to shut it down or he chose to?
No, he just was getting in legal trouble and was like, it's just not worth it. He was like, I'm not even fucking making money. Now I'm going through court cases and shit.
Right.
But yeah, that was a pretty cool site. Like, and then they had the dude that was shoving the mayonnaise jar in his ass. You remember that?
I did. I did say it.
Yeah. He had a broken mayonnaise jar in his ass. He was fucking like picking glass shards out of his asshole.
We've all been there. I mean,
you know, basic Saturday night.
Jesus Christ.
I do remember. Like, I don't even know. I don't know if I watched it, but I think the first one I remember that got crazy attention was that was it the 2 or 3 girls in one cup? What was that?
The 2 girls, 1 cup.
Well,
and they were like shitting in the cups.
Yeah, and then it comes out like I don't even know if it was real. But you don't remember when that was like viral before there was a viral thing?
I don't remember
God, yeah. They were like shitting in cups and like eating it and feeding it to each other and shit.
And dude, it was like the biggest thing being talked about back then on the internet. It was this. And everybody had to see that video, you know, because we were all younger, so everybody wanted to fucking see it, wanted to see it. I think it came out years later that it wasn't even.
Was it?
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean,
I had thought about it a couple times. Like, I'm like, it's got to be fake on some level.
I mean, unless they had it on
video
video where it was really coming out of their ass.
Well, they did. It was like a full video. Yeah, like they were like shitting in a cup and fucking
maybe
like
it was real.
on
I'm
it. Like,
thinking who would and why.
it was like soft serve ice cream.
Because that ain't just some weird shit like some hole we went down. It was everywhere.
No shit.
Oh yeah,
everywhere.
It was just such. It was so different than what you were used to hearing back then. And nowadays, that's just normal shit on the internet. People do that for TikTok clout. But, you know, back then it was like, what is this video? Everybody's talking about these girls are shitting in a cup and then eating it on. And then everybody, like, freaks are wanting to see this shit, you know?
But like, you'd get like a link sent to your phone of like, check out this fucking whatever. And you click on it.
Yeah, look at this badass muscle car. And you click. It's kind of like that big black dude with his dick hanging.
Yeah.
That gets everybody. I know you've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen
like meatspin.com. It's just a dick going in circles.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, man. We're going to bring back
the internet's great.
Well, it is, man. It is.
It is. It opens you up to all kind of crap.
It really does. It's just a shame that, you know, what's norm now. Like I said, back in the day, that was shock. Some girls doing some crazy shit like that. Yeah. And now it's like, oh, this again.
Right.
It
definitely desensitizes you, man. Yeah, that's everyday life.
Them gore sites we were talking about, it does.
Yeah, yes, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Absolutely.
But it's a part of life, like you said. Death is a part of life. So I mean,
and people do fucked up shit. So
every day, all day. Now it some people though, it makes them. You over worry about everything when you watch too much of that shit to where you don't enjoy life as much as you should because you're too concerned about all the bad shit happening to you that you watch, online. But like you said, it is a reality in some places,
Yep.
I mean, I don't know.
That one in Russia, it was like 3 guys, 1 hammer or some shit.
I did
Them
see
kids
that.
fucking that dude up. Yeah.
Wasn't that with was that with Ice Pick too? There was
I think
another one
had
over
like
there.
an ice pick and
they were
hammers
sticking it in his
and
eyeball and shit while he's on the
woods.
Yeah,
we gotta start sending you some of these videos.
That was
Brad.
a fucked up video.
Yeah,
that was one of the ones that I was like, holy.
I think they wound up going to prison too. But these idiots are
Yep.
filming this shit.
Yeah,
man. I think it was.
They just like attacked a dude off a bike trail. He was just riding his bike home, and they attacked him, and they were. Yeah, they were fucking his shit up.
Close-up video while they're doing it, like sticking a little pick in his eye and stabbing him in the stomach. And I don't know what's worse, them doing that or me sitting there watching that shit multiple times.
Yeah.
But it's just
again,
intriguing. That people, it's more of like what inspires people to act like that gets me. Like, what the fuck makes
like
you...
something that makes us cringe. Like somebody else was like, let me do this.
Yeah, because I couldn't do that. I don't even want to touch somebody's eyeball, much less stick an ice pick in it.
That's how I feel. I'm like, I'm watching it on screen. These people were there.
And they're doing it.
They're just doing what makes them tick. I guess that's what makes, the serial killers so interesting. It's like what makes them tick. And it's the same thing with these videos. And you see these people doing these heinous crimes. It's like, what the fuck was going on in their mind?
I don't think that.
Then you start feeling, putting yourself in the victim's place. Like, that must have sucked right before. It's like
absolutely.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just morbid shit.
Yeah, that was one of the ones that was more just graphic thing because most of them are just like people get blown up or something. You know what I mean? Or shot, and it's like, whatever. But
no, but when you see them actually assaulting, like, and then it's like it wasn't just one sick motherfucker. No, they found each other somehow, and it was two of them that said, "Hey, let's go do this." You know? I don't know, but I guess that's like them.
That's like that cartel shit you sent me, man. I mean, they probably fucked up and whatever it was, and then the next thing here they are.
A lot of it's just them doing it to each other. Like somebody will kill somebody from that cartel, and then they'll be like, "All right, motherfucker," and they'll kidnap their people, and they just keep trying to do worse.
There's not much innocence in that.
No,
I'm sure. There's some innocent people that get caught up in that cartel shit, but a lot of that shit you see them videos of, it's somebody that done. It's another gang member, dude, and it's like, hey.
It is.
And look, and I get it. In a lot of those places, it's all a lot of those people have to turn to.
Absolutely.
I mean, for one, you're being enticed with money, and you can feed your family, or whatever reasons, and so I mean, I sympathize a little bit, but at the same time, it's like, man, look, that dude getting his arm chopped off probably just did it to somebody else,
right?
You know
and
what I mean?
like you said, it's kind of enticed by being able to feed your family, but everybody that I work for or work with that came from a different country, that's their story. It's like, I came here to work to feed my family. So, I mean, you had a choice.
They got out.
It's like, I know people
saying.
from Mexico that could have joined the cartel, but they didn't. They said, I'm going to America. I'm going to make money, feed my family. Or you join the cartel and cut people's heads off for a living.
True.
Well,
a dirty game.
You work with a bunch of them. You should sympathize more with them ones running over the border like they're doing.
Nah.
I'm not saying you have to sympathize. I'm saying I'm surprised you don't, because I mean, why they came over here.
Well, definitely, but I do feel like there should be like a possible process that they can go through to legally come here, because it's so hard of a process for them to get here legally that it does, you run into a lot of illegals, because it's just, I mean, there's people that have been here for 10 years that I've worked with that still can't get it, that have been going through the process and paying money and doing it.
It should take effort, but I'm with you.
I think it should take effort, but it should be possible. You know what I mean? Like a very small percentage of them actually get citizenship, because it's such a hard fucking deal.
It is.
It
takes years.
I feel like it should be a huge background check. You need tons of sources for them to talk to and be like, who is this person? What is he doing? Da da da. And maybe even be on a probation period for a couple of years. Like, look, We're going to let you in on a work visa. We're going to put you on probation. You're going to have an officer that's going to come check on you. We're going to see how you're doing, talk to your boss, da-da-da. If you're working, you're doing everything right, then we'll work on citizenship. Great. But it's just such a process to get it that...
Oh, look, I agree when they do say that our immigration system is fucked up. Yeah. It is fucked up because I know there's a lot of good people that want to come over.
Of course. Wouldn't you?
Do it. Oh, absolutely. You know? Yeah. I mean, and you know, people say, where would you go live if you could? Nowhere. I love the United States of America.
Right here.
I'm not going anywhere else. I mean, as our missing podcast partner here.
Number one.
Yeah, Brazil, number one on his list.
But he's not living there.
But he's not living there. Right, exactly.
We'll wait for him to get her to defend himself.
Absolutely.
He's not living there for a reason. But no, I've always, sympathize with the people that are coming here because I know why.
Yes.
Because I mean, can you, like I said, you can't blame them.
Right. But the whole thing too with the Democrats out there, they'll sit here and tout how horrible of a country this is. It's a piece of shit country.
Meanwhile,
and it's like they're flooding, and what was it, dude, just the other day in one town in Texas? What was it? 24 hours, 40,000 or 30,000 people came across. And
that's that one.
Can't be that bad,
right? Well, and that's the problem of why I think it does we need a better system of doing it the right way because then you can at least tell. Because not every single one are good people.
No.
You know what I mean?
By no means, no.
You have to be able to, if they're gonna come here, let's do it legally, make sure they're good people and they can come in. But when you have a terrible fucking system for people getting in, then anybody gets in and you don't know who's here, Now,
like where you work at, do y'all e-verify?
So my boss is from, he's from Brazil.
Gotcha.
And he got his citizenship like a while back.
Right.
So, but he works with a lawyer and he'll get people from Brazil that are trying to come over here and he'll do his thing and do it legally with all work visas. But everybody that does work for us, they do have work visas. They don't have citizenship, but they do have visas.
Work visas, yeah.
Yep.
And I know California's big with that, with the work visas and the e-verify, and they bring them in. To come in there, to come in and pick vegetables and what the jobs, of course, what Democrats say, the jobs that Americans don't want to do, but they'll bring them in and then they go back across at night or whatever to their houses, But I think there's a better way to do it than the way we're doing it. And should citizenship, if you're a good person and you check out to be, should it take 10 years or 5 years or
And there's loopholes around it. If you don't have a citizenship and you come in here, if you don't have citizenship and I walk up and I rob you with a gun, you call the police, you can get your citizenship.
Really?
Yes.
So wait,
because you were the victim of a violent crime in America, you can get your citizenship.
That's interesting.
Yep. If there's just a bunch of different loopholes like that you can get citizenship.
So you'd almost want to get robbed,
right?
Get your shit quicker.
That's what I talked to a couple guys that didn't have their citizenship, and like their cousin or somebody would get like in a hit and run or something, and he didn't want to call the police because he didn't have a citizenship, and they're like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, you can get your green card because you were a victim of that crime. Call the police.
Right.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's pretty interesting.
But I do believe when you come over to this country, you have to assimilate to our values.
Well, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you see a lot that goes on today. I mean, they don't speak English and I get it. You come over here, you don't speak, but you need to learn it.
Right.
You need to, just as they always say when they came through Ellis Island, my family came through there, but they assimilated with American values, man. They were proud to be here.
Yeah.
Even though this country trashed Italians.
And I don't know why that's such a hard concept to grab, because even something as small as going to stay on somebody's couch for a while, like you're going into their home, you're going to live how they live.
Yeah.
Now,
you know what I mean?
But
like,
in order to become a legal citizen, don't you have to speak isn't that part of the process?
Apparently, unless you get robbed. So,
but I mean, without that though, isn't that part of
the
process?
I think it's a big test on, speaking the language and just like a lot of it's American history facts and shit that like you and I probably wouldn't know. It's stupid as fuck. I feel like I don't care what you know about America.
Prove that you're going to be, prove you're going to be productive.
Exactly.
You don't have a criminal record.
Tax-paying citizen.
Because like you said, man, I get it, dude. I watch them come over here. If the ones that are, they'll have kids, in tote, and it's like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. Because if I was in a situation they're living in, having children and all, I want to get the fuck out of that.
Absolutely.
So I totally get it.
Yeah.
But you also see them groups where it's 20-something, year-old men in droves coming. And it's like, well, what are y'all doing?
Yeah. What's the
where's
motive?
The family?
Right.
Now, of course, I guess they say, well, we're coming over here to make money to send back. But, I don't know.
I see a lot of them on construction jobs, and I've got to give it to them, man. They're hard workers.
Bro, they work, man.
Dude, and it's not like just a Monday through Friday, like us lazy-ass Americans, Monday through Friday. Yeah, fuck you, I ain't working no more, man. They will be out there.
I think I told you, but man, they lifted the last house I lived in, man, and they didn't stop, dude.
Exactly.
They were under there with shovels, digging tunnels under the house, dude. Them motherfuckers work.
Dude, I'm going to tell you, when they built my son's house across the street from me, dude, honest, 7 days a week, somebody was there.
Well, they don't give a shit about a Saturday and Sunday. That's an American thing,
They just looking for the money, and I get it.
That's Henry Ford started that bullshit with the weekend, which I'm glad he did, because I don't want to work on the weekend.
No, right.
But no, they do. And I remember when they were lifting my house, I backed out of my driveway, and one of them idiots parked behind my driveway across the street, and I ran into it.
I think I heard this one,
Yeah, and I went and freaking paid him money, and then my neighbor, when I got done, he's like, "Are you fucking stupid? Like, you know that motherfucker ain't legal? Why are you paying? Fuck him! Tell him to move his shit."
But you did the right thing.
Well, I was just like, man, because I did back into it, but I'm thinking, you're probably right. I could have told him, man, to kiss my ass.
Right.
I know a lot of the guys that I work with, they go like to the auctions and they buy like totaled rebuilt cars and shit for cash.
Sure.
So I know a lot of them, they have issues with like full coverage insurance and shit like that because it's rebuilt cars.
But let me ask you this, since you see it on the inside of where you work at with immigrants, are they paying taxes?
Yeah.
They are paying taxes?
Everybody that works in my company pays tax because they all have visas. They all have work visas, so they all get 1099 just like I do.
I got you.
Yep.
But they don't have Social Security numbers.
No.
Okay. So where does that money go? I mean, is it going into Social Security?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah, it makes you wonder.
Yeah.
Is it going into a different fund?
I wouldn't think so because mine doesn't. My money doesn't go to Social Security.
Right.
Because I'm 1099. So that's kind of what I worry about is that, I mean, I've paid, maybe $500 into Social Security ever.
Right.
So by the time I retire, if I don't figure something out, I'm not getting Social Security.
Yeah, but even though you're 1099, you can still pay into Social Security.
I can, right. But I mean, by the time I pay taxes and shit, I'm like...
So they're all 1099 employees.
I got you.
Yeah, that's what...
1099 is not a bad thing, man. I lived on that for probably 20 years.
It's not, but it takes some self-control to do it.
And that's the problem.
I've been 1099 for years, and it's like he said, if you don't, make it a point to do what you got to do and put that money up, because it's it's so much easier to just keep that money.
It is.
Well, you get the one lump sum.
Yeah, at least when they're taking it out of your check, you don't have a choice.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I tell you, if anybody gets 1099 out there, what little bit I know about it, I would set myself up as a corporation.
Yeah.
If it was Shane LLC, take that money, and then you got more opportunities for more write-offs.
Yeah.
Phone, car, all that other kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm learning a lot of that. It's just coming late. Just didn't give two fucks about all that when I was younger.
Me neither.
Been having a
the problem, I guess, about being 1099 and young is that we tend to spend everything that we make.
Well, of course.
So by the time taxes and shit comes around, it's like there's nothing left. Like, what the fuck you want me to give you? You know?
Exactly.
So it's learning that and managing money to make sure that, we do have money by the time we retire.
Well, it's so much funner to piss it away than put it
up.
Than
pay taxes.
Yeah,
I mean, who the fuck wants to do that? But always remember, dude, the IRS will fight you. They'll spend $1 million to collect 1,000, bro.
I believe Louisiana Department of Revenue just shut my whole bank account down over $400 that I didn't know I owed.
Right.
Because when we bought the house, it was a big process of making sure all our taxes were paid, everything was caught up, and then we were good. So no problem. And then I look at my bank account, it's negative $500, $400, whatever. I'm like, what the fuck? So I wound up calling a bunch of people, finding out that we owed taxes from like 2018, $400. Come on, man.
And look, man, they'll like suspend your driver's license.
They suspended mine for $19. I said, I'll give you $20 to leave me the fuck alone.
Absolutely, dude.
$19.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Can't get a fishing license.
That was the first thing I got from the wildlife and fishery, and I was like, can't get a fishing license. Like, what the hell? And then I see my license was suspended. Well, of course, it cost me $300, and I'm thinking over $19.
Right.
State taxes.
Yep.
Just I don't even know what went on, but for some reason they weren't paid. Just probably didn't think it was that big of a deal.
And
well, the state did. You know?
I've owned federal thousands.
Yeah.
And they haven't done shit. They like I paid up when we bought the house, you know, because I had to, and we've been, you know, good since. But thousands of dollars owed to federal, and not a word. $400 state, they're locking everything down.
Absolutely,
bills, don't give a shit.
I learned a long time ago, man. I pay quarterly, like payroll taxes for employees. That's a weekly thing, man. I don't stack it up and say, well, I'll just pay you at the end of the month. No. Just take it out.
Yeah.
I make sure I pay my taxes.
That's I was doing the taxes the other day for the the other business, and we don't sell much in the state, online. So, but the couple that we do, we owed like $4 and some odd cents, and I'm thinking like, if I don't pay this,
absolutely
coming after me.
Just the penalty and interest behind that is gonna, it'll go from $4 to whatever it is, $140.
Well, I'll just put it. I was like, I'll pay you when I pay you. But then I'm thinking like, nope. As soon as I do that, there goes my license or whatever else they do for this $4 in sales tax. And it's ridiculous. The state don't play, man.
I overpaid one of them, either state or federal, one time. This was a few years back. And they sent me a letter, of course, saying, are you overpaid taxes? I'm like, oh, shit, I'm getting some money back, right? Dude, 3 cents.
Yeah,
They sent me a check for 3 cents. It's like, dude, stamps are what, 53 cents?
Well, what'd you do with it?
I put it in my bank account, dude.
And you talk about how your license got suspended over $19 $19. My bank account got closed down over $400. But how much does Amazon pay in federal taxes? Fucking nothing.
Why?
Nothing, just deductions and ways that they figured out around it.
But do it.
Yeah, Donald Trump.
Nothing.
That's what he said. He just take advantage of the tax laws
codes, right?
Country,
and it's true. I mean, it's true. It's there. Yeah.
Well, I think we all do it anyway. Yeah. I mean, we're just not on the scale that they do, but you always try to, legally, you try to do what you can.
Yeah. Just, I don't know. I just think we're way overtaxed.
Of course we are. Anybody.
And there's no accountability for where the tax goes. Like, why can't we audit the government like the government audits us?
Well, I was going to say that earlier, that as far as us paying them, it's kind of like, if they were doing something worth a fuck with the money, which I mean, I'd still, I think we're overtaxed, but at least do something, not send it all to fucking Ukraine,
Exactly. Like, I feel like there should be a yearly government audit on where our money goes. Like they fucking audit me, if they don't believe my tax return, they're going to come audit every fucking penny that I spent. So why don't y'all hold yourselves to the same standard?
When it comes to municipal taxes or if it's federal taxes, when they, of course, they collect them, but when they come to spending, when it comes to if it's county, or of course, we're parishes here, or municipal, or whatever you want to call it, when it comes down to the end of the year, they give these budgets out to all of these departments, and if they don't spend what's allotted, guess what? They cut it next year. So you got all of these entities here with, if it's school board or if it's this one, they might not need new trucks, but guess what? They're going to buy new trucks. Yeah, they're going to get them.
That's less money they'll get.
Right, less money the following year.
It's funny because that's how the DEA works on the drug market too. Right. If they have so many pills that they can produce, and if they don't produce that many and they're not prescribing out that many, they cut what they can produce, which is why we had shortages.
That's how that works.
That's why we had a huge Adderall shortage this year.
Right.
It was because the DEA only allows them to make so many.
Half the country's living on it.
Well, yes, because they made the phone appointments a thing where the doctors could prescribe narcotics over the phone. So now people are just like, hey, I need Adderall. And they said it was between that and the homeschooling. So parents are seeing their kids while they're supposed to be schooling.
You mean they're actually having to watch them?
Yes. They're like, the teachers aren't lying. His ass is all over the place. So they're getting Adderall. So Adderall was prescribed like 30% more this year.
I bet.
Well, the DEA only lets them, they base their figures off of the previous year, so they only let them make so many. So now you've got 30% more people with the same amount of supply.
I didn't know that. I didn't know
that's interesting.
I figured they could just produce as many as they wanted to.
They have to write in and let the DEA know we had this many that we made this year. We were this many under, this many over, and the DEA will cut and adjust it every year.
That's news to me. I didn't know that.
Yeah, me neither.
It worked like that.
Yeah.
Well, they sure are prescribing the shit out of that, man. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Is it? I mean, they still got a shortage, or they?
Yeah,
because I knew for a while. I know what you mean.
No,
I
they
heard
still got
people
a
complaining about it.
Still got a
But some people
shortage.
they were getting that shit for recreational reasons. Like
Yeah,
I know some
yeah.
people that took it just to because I mean I guess it's like any drug. It hits some people different. And,
Right.
So I mean that to me that was a wasted script for somebody that might have needed
Absolutely.
it. You know what I mean? But
Well, maybe they'll cut back on the COVID vaccines, right?
I did see that you no longer are mandated to have a COVID vaccine if you want to take a cruise, so that's good. I did see that.
There you
I was
go.
looking at cruises the other day.
Were you?
They say, yeah.
Yeah. It's something to do if you've never done it. Something to go on.
You don't
I'm
like
not
boats
interested.
like that, huh? Oceans,
I ain't
open
going
oceans.
on not unless I'm driving it.
Yeah,
No,
ain't happening.
I can't do it, man. The wife would love to, but I'm like, nah.
Well, they just had that Carnival cruise that had to go through the storm out in the Gulf. Like they said they was coming through a huge windstorm, big waves and
20
shit.
foot
Well,
seas,
shit like that. It makes me want to do it.
Yeah,
It
absolutely, man.
Fuck that, dude. I ain't doing it. Nope, we get taken over by pirates or something. I watch too much TV.
Yeah,
Go on
Captain
for a
Phillips
cruise.
in there.
Well, what happened to the ones with the COVID shit? They got stuck on them damn
They did get
cruises.
stuck on that fucking
How
boat.
fucked up is
At
that?
least they were in port.
Yeah, but fuck the government tell you can't get off.
You can't get
go
off.
home.
Right.
And I'm like, what the man, that's just too much power, man.
Yeah.
That would be my luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be mine.
It's the same thing like traveling to other countries. I mean, look, I think there's a lot to see here, but as much as I would love to go see Israel or parts of Europe or Italy, dude, I just don't see it in my playbook.
No.
I don't know. I just don't see it.
Yeah, I think it's crazy when I hear people going to like North Korea and shit to visit, and I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Well, we've seen what happened.
Why?
What was
Why
his
would you
name?
like? Let's go to Russia.
Otto Warmbier,
yeah, he didn't make it back.
That's the dude that went to prison out there for fucking with the flag.
I think he was on like a school trip or college trip.
Yeah, he was something like that.
What possessed anybody, any college or any group? Yeah. I mean, I don't get it. Not that he deserved that, but I'm like, what?
Let's go to North Korea.
Well, I didn't know if y'all. I didn't want to say nothing, but I had booked us all the trip for next month.
Y'all want to go to Iraq? I'll pay for it. We can fly out tomorrow.
Nah, it's like them assholes that go to, like they go in these jungles and get kidnapped.
Yeah.
It's like, man, stay the fuck out that jungle. Go back to your damn suburb and
like them reporters that got killed on the Centennial Island or whatever the fuck it was by them tribes.
Yeah, I just saw one today, a video about that, and they welcomed them in.
Yeah, they did.
Your boy was all smiles, dude, and it's like, dude, I don't know if you made it out, dude. Evidently, one of them must have made it out because of camera.
They welcomed them in like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, right.
Come on in.
Even though you got arrows pointed at you, dude.
Yeah, I forgot.
Said
about
even
that.
like flying like helicopters and shit over the island, they'll be shooting arrows at the helicopters.
Isn't that crazy?
They've been leading people alone, man.
They said them boys out there, the way they get fire, they wait for lightning to strike a tree, and then they collect the embers and make a fire for the village. Wow. And they try to keep it burning until the next storm.
Man, somebody needs to show them a lighter. They wouldn't know.
They won't let anybody over there.
Yeah, that's true. They try to kill. It's like, I'm trying to bring you a lighter.
I think the first one they killed was like a preacher. He was trying to teach
Something
Jesus
like
or something like that through there, and they wanted to fucking eating him.
Get out of here.
Yep, they did. They ate him.
They ate him.
I wonder how many places they got like that left in the world.
I heard there's a ton. Like they've got evidence of that tribe and like the island next to it, them fighting and having wars still and shit. Like they'll go to full on war.
You wouldn't think there'd be many because I mean there's not much untouched. I mean, at least I wouldn't think a lot of untouched earth.
There's a lot in the Amazon too.
Yeah, I was going to say probably like South America.
There's a lot in the Amazon rainforest, but they're more friendly. Like they're friendly to incoming people. They've got people that document that, but.
Yo, fuck that. I'm not taking a chance.
Them Centennials don't fuck with nobody.
Yeah.
As they shouldn't have to. Stay the fuck away from them. They're not hurting
I'm not
anybody.
trying to go join the tribe. Like, I'm good.
No.
People got to be nosy, man.
Oh, yeah.
What's that other Snake Island? I don't know if you ever saw that.
Yeah, where nobody's allowed to go.
It's like you can.
Full of snakes.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't think they'll let.
No,
people
not
go.
unless the government or whoever takes you. Because I've seen like people there like documenting it and all.
Yeah.
Just like the most poisonous like place I guess on earth is venomous. I'm sorry.
Why in the fuck would you want to go there, dude?
Man, I don't know. Thrill seeking just to see it, you know.
Guess.
But it's like it was so many, like. Couple square feet, like there's a snake everywhere. You know what I mean? Is what they were saying. Like, it's crazy.
How the fuck does shit end up like that? Like they've got the Snake Island. They have one with like goats. They have one with that's like all flightless birds or some shit. But like, how the fuck do you know what I mean? Like, how is everything that's happening? And we've got random islands just with one animal on it.
Right.
One animal. Like it's just crazy how shit just ends up.
They just
like
never
that.
evolved, or are they? evolved to not fly or something. It was something that they didn't need to on. I don't know.
It's just crazy that things end up like that, where it's like, here's an island, and it's packed full of goats,
and we're gonna go fuck with it.
Why?
We're gonna go fuck with it, right? Can't help it. And I'm not gonna lie. It's some white man over there, like, let's go see what's going on.
Let's see what it's all about.
These people look like they're living in harmony. Let's fuck this up.
Absolutely.
That's what we do, man.
Well, Merry Christmas to all our people. Christmas. Like us, share us.
Yeah, y'all share these videos, man. I hope they, hope they're enjoying them. Means a lot. Like it, share it, follow us.
Yep.
We'll keep them coming.
Keep them coming. Merry Christmas to all. Happy New Year.